Mumbai won the third game of their campaign and are now momentarily at the top of the table. Even Sunrisers became the first. No, how can both the teams win? Mumbai of course won, but Sunrisers, as you can see in the scorecard, becomes the first team not to reach the 200 mark at Sharjah, because Sunrisers ended up with 174 for 7. Before I discuss this match, do not forget to watch the review of the CSK versus Punjab match. As Orgho mentioned in the preview, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar did miss today's match and Sandeep Sharma also came in place of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. But is Hyderabad complaining? I don't think they were complaining, because Sandeep Sharma dismissed the hitman in the very first over. He goes for a 6 in the fourth ball. Fifth ball, a wide ball. Why was Rohit chasing? Nobody knew, but Rohit chased the ball and he got a very faint edge. I must say well done to Johnny Bairstow on taking the review, because the on-field umpire had said a not out. And guess what? With hitman down, it was almost like Mumbai's batting power was halved. When one opener gets out, it's generally said that the other opener should step in. And that is what happened. Quinton de Kock stepped in today. Though he was struggling, he was out of form, and Sharjah probably is the best ground when you are out of form to get back to form. And that is what he did. He took his time initially, settled down, and then changed his gear. But he couldn't continue, and that's one of the reasons probably that Mumbai didn't get a very high score. Because today's Sharjah pitch and the other Sharjah pitches, I'm sure is different, because today's deck was much slower. It wasn't that easy to hit the ball, and unless you were settled, even when you were settled, actually hitting was not as easy, and that can be understood because there were only 21 sixes. Even Pollard and Pandya couldn't really bat the way they do, because when Pollard and Pandya are on song, they will be scoring about 10-15 runs and over, but they couldn't get away with the game. Probably that has also got to do with the class, with the bowling class that Rashid Khan and Natarajan showed. Rashid Khan was bowling so well, and how do you know that a bowler is a fantastic bowler when he gets respect from batters like Pollard and Pandya? Yes, in Rashid Khan's over, they didn't even want to take a risk, because they knew that there are high chances they might lose their wicket, and if they lost their wicket when they were settled, a new batter would come in and will find it tough to settle. Though Krunal Pandya broke that jinx. I will come to Krunal, but before that, I have to mention Natarajan. Boy, he keeps bowling the Yorkers relentlessly. I mean, what? He thinks the pitch has a coin in it or something? We definitely need to find that out. Now, getting to Krunal Pandya, he came out and it seemed like he was already batting inside the dressing room. I think somebody was giving him knocking or what? He just came out 6-4, 20 not out of 4. Those 20 runs did cost Hyderabad, because see, when you see a score of 200 above, it puts on a lot of pressure on you. But when you are batting and the score is below 200, even though it's 9.5 runs per over, you still feel it's controllable. Sunrisers had their own problems. Their opening pair hasn't been doing much, and today Warner was struggling from the first ball. He wasn't finding the rhythm, and hence he was trying to hit harder than he should. So all the pressure was on Bairstow to keep the run rate, to keep up to the run rate. And he was doing well. He hit sixes, he raced to 25, and you almost felt that Bairstow is going to take the game away from Mumbai, but that was not to be. Bairstow got out. Warner did keep trying hard and did score a half century, but he was not at his best. And when Warner is not at his best, he's not that dangerous. Now coming to Manish Pandey came out to bat, and he actually looked in the best shape among all the Sunrisers batters. He was playing really well. He was taking it on to the Mumbai bowlers, but once he got out, there was Williamson also got out in quick succession, and Sunrisers never really recovered. That could also be because Mumbai was bowling really well. You remember how in one of the reviews, in one of the previews, we were talking about bowling wide of off stump when you are bowling in Sharjah, so that you force the batters to hit away from their body, and that is exactly what Mumbai was doing. Their Yorkers were outside the off stump, their slowers were outside the off stump. That resulted in the fact that they could successfully choke the entire Sunrisers Hyderabad batting lineup. All the Mumbai bowlers were really good, but among them, the best, of course, I feel, was Trent Boult. He was bowling so well, and even when he came in the end, he just conceded 4 runs. He was right at the block hole, as if, telling Natarajan, see, if you can do it, we can do it too. So it was a very competitive game, unlike other games in Sharjah where you just saw a totally batsman's game. This was more of a good contest between the bat and the ball. Williamson got out really early. Boult bowled a superb ball. It was a slow bouncer, and it was very close to Williamson's body. Williamson was in 2 minds whether to leave the ball or to uppercut, and all he did was just edged it to the keeper. On the hindsight, in matches like this, specifically in Sharjah, maybe instead of a Kane Williamson, especially because Warner was not going all guns blazing, right? So they could have sent a pinch hitter just to make sure that, if it comes out, then the required run rate comes down a little bit. And also they could have surprised the Mumbai bowling lineup, which was well settled, because in the mind they had their plans and they were executing their plans. If you brought in someone like Abdul Salamad up the order, and he was given the license, he obviously has the license of hitting it big. So if he went for that, maybe they could have handled the runs per over better. It could have also backfired, like he would have gone the very first ball, then I would look very foolish, but there was no harm in trying. Again, taking nothing away from Kane Williamson. Well, Warner couldn't bring joy to the Hyderabad camp, but you guys can bring joy to Orgha and my faces. It's very simple. Just like, share and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Follow and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. And keep watching the videos. Keep commenting. Keep interacting. And we will be happy. For now, bye-bye.